you've done, you've experienced some tremendous growth over the last few years. What's the single greatest thing that you've done that started to spur that? And Sid has multiple locations in the Sacramento area. That's kind of his business model, and I'll explain that as I go through different panelists.
I think the single greatest thing that I've done, we have I think changing the way that our game plan was with our staff and looking at different ways from just incentivizing them based on monetary things and looking at outside of that picture and looking at what really means to people as an employee when you dedicate yourself to any organization, whether it's working for the public like the state or working for a private industry, small, large, whatnot. And we saw that, and this is before like Obamacare or whatnot, but kind of like medical benefits, things like PTO, things like looking into saving plans, whatnot. I think that those were important for people, and it got people to buy into the vision of the company and to believe in what we were doing rather than just wanting to make more money and expand. And that translated into expansion and enthusiasm into a company that was already old. I mean, we made it over like the 5-year, 7-year hump, and at that time, we still had some of the same staff. So to get them motivated and to get people eager to come in, something greater than just a paycheck, I thought was the biggest thing. And that's just a change in the way that we viewed our business and our staff, our most valuable asset.
And when were you able to make that jump? So we have some people here who do have multiple patients like you, but some people who have been in business for 1 or 2 years and might have 3 installers. When were you able to identify, okay, now I can make that transition?
The truth is that my brother is no longer covered underneath my mom for healthcare, and so that's the truth. But that was what spurred us, like, hey, we got to get healthcare. But after that, we started looking at, okay, is it an individual thing, or is this really something that everybody is interested in? And we thought, these guys don't want healthcare. They don't care about that. They get sick, they'll go to the ER. And we realized that, no, they did. And they didn't only just want healthcare, they want dental, and they were enthused about it, and it just kind of got a spark going. So it was a good thing for us. I mean, I at that time when we did it, answer your question, it was like 3 or 4 people at that time. And I think to qualify for the group plan was 6. And I think we had just enough to be able to get us there, including my brother.
Okay, great. All right, now Keith is in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, architectural, automotive, resident, all that stuff. So Keith, what's something that you've done to kind of see your growth expand?
Well, the single biggest thing that occurred in our business over the past couple of years was no doubt staffing. We have 2 sons, and they both decided to join the business on their own.
Amen.
And they both have unique talents. One is he's masterful with his hands. He's very creative. That's our youngest son, who's 22. Our oldest son is very skilled at customer service, sales, and doing what it takes to bring the business in, and also upselling. So, as Casey mentioned, we're automotive, architectural, safety, and security. Automotive tied us up for many, many years, and we thought that was going to be the path for us, in our future. But we found out over the years that we couldn't grow it so much. We tried the multiple location thing, and that backfired on us a couple times. And when both of our sons joined the business, they took over the automotive completely. I worked with my youngest son for about a year, hands-on, and he is a master tenor. He'll be here eventually to compete, and I think you guys will be impressed, second generation. And after that, what it did was free me up to focus on the architectural side. And in 1 year, our business doubled. And so this year, from 2014 to 2015, it more than doubled. From 2015 to 2016, so we're also going to see growth. And that is completely attributed to bringing in the right staffing, people that love what we do, that are invested in what we do, and care about not only the quality of work going out, but also the customer service side of it too.
Great. And Brian, how about you? Brian has multiple locations in the St. Louis area. And
in Kansas City.
Why do I keep saying St. Louis? I'm sorry, it's in the same state at least. So, all right, go for it.
Well, it's about personnel. I'm invested with the people. We've been providing healthcare benefits for probably 10 years or so, close to it. And then when we put on the simple IRAs and dental coverage and the vision and things, and so as the people get more invested in the company, it seems like it results in bigger growth.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, how about you, Eddie?
That was a quicker answer than what I was expecting.
So we'll be 29 years old in November. We've got 30 full-time employees. And, I wish there was a simple answer as to how you grow your business. There's not a simple answer. There's not a magic bullet. As the owner, I'm there every day from start to finish. We do have a lot of really good employees. One of the things that I think we've not done as well as we should have is let people go that really didn't fit in. We've kept people on board, whether it's in sales, whether it's in installation or in the office, longer than we should, and so maybe we're too nice too much. But there's no simple thing. What is important, I think, in our business is to have relationship with other good dealers, find out what guys are doing that work, and then look at your own business, what works. We got a $20,000 job this week from a whatever, okay? Was that on purpose or was it on accident? Well, it was on accident. The piano tuner referred us to a mansion. Maybe we need to meet all the piano tuners. So, oh, really, okay? So it's not a simple thing, but it's doing a whole lot of things right, over and over and over again, and making little baby step adjustments, okay? There's there's many different brands of window film represented up here, so you don't have to have, brand A, B, or C to be successful, because all the manufacturers have dealers that are really successful. But it's how you answer that phone. How fast do you call the customer back? What does your proposal look like? Is your salesman on time? Is your salesman informative? Are they helpful? Do they know how to close the sale? How fast does the office get the job scheduled? Are your technicians on time? Are they dressed? Are they uniformed? Do they have everything? Does the job go smooth? How fast do you fix it if there's a problem? I mean, it's a system, it's a cycle, and we do that. That's what we do.
Excellent. Yeah, and Eddie is, go ahead,
And we make mistakes all the time. I mean, geez, but you got to get them fixed, and you just got to treat your customers good, and then you got to get more customers. Because every day you work yourself out of a job. I mean, you can lay 10,000 square feet in a couple days, and then where's the next job come from? So you've got to constantly be looking for that next job. I've talked enough. Let's go on down.
Yeah, just real quick, Eddie's headquartered in Houston area, big dealer there, and also has satellite locations in San Antonio and
Austin.
Austin. I was gonna say Austin. I didn't want to be wrong with this. I said St. Louis earlier. So. Okay, James is managing partner for National Glazing Solution, and they have national installations going on all over it. So he offers an interesting perspective. And so, what about you? What do you see?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for having me up here and thank everybody for showing up. I actually have sort of a different perspective that I'll share with you guys. And I have a funny story, actually. A defining moment in NGS's sort of growth, which I think you guys will find interesting. First and foremost, I don't care if you're selling microchips or you're selling window film. In my humble opinion, you have to embrace emerging trends and change. And that's the way, in order for you to compete, look at the story of the BlackBerry. BlackBerry went away. Why did BlackBerry go away? BlackBerry went away because they didn't embrace change and understand what was happening out in the marketplace. That's been the core key to NGS's success, time and time again. And I'll tell you a little story to support that, actually, which is kind of funny. I remember a long time ago when Patrick and I started the business. Patrick Coyle is my business partner. And we're driving in this beat up old truck. We had just tinted this old, this store with all blackout window film. Of course, it had to be redone because we suck as tinners. Basically, I got a phone call that said, "Hey James, are you guys? Can you guys do this particular application?" And I looked at Pat and I said, "Do we know how to do wall graphics?" And he's like, "Heck no, we've never done a wall graphic ever." And I said, "Well, what's the scope like?" He's like, "Well, we have 100 locations." And I look at Pat and I go, "Do we have 100 of anything?" And he said, "Absolutely not. We'll learn how to do wall graphics." Point being that's been sort of really a driving MO for us and how we've been able to succeed is look at the opportunities, whether that's security. I mean, we all see the emerging trends in active shooter scenarios, forced entry, schools, government, bomb blast. There's all kinds of stuff. So the advanced solar films that are out there now, the angle on how to sell them, on who the customer is. There's so much to be learned out there, and there's so much cool stuff that our manufacturer partners are putting out there. Sell it. Don't be a Me Too guy. You know, go out there and basically find the customer that is looking, that needs that solution, and sell it. And you'd be surprised. And really, that's sort of my 2 cents, if you will. Maybe that's more than 2 cents, but that's my story.
Excellent. All right, and Brad?
Yeah, I'm Brad Campbell out of Los Angeles, and I have to echo what these guys have said. It's a combination, definitely, of expanding, using the people that you hire, empowering them. You know, as a leader, you have to have a really clear vision, and you have to make sure that your staff understands that vision, and they will take it on and they'll adopt your passion. I mean, it's obvious that you have to have integrity and you have to operate with sound business practices. Like Eddie said, oftentimes I'm the first one in the morning and the last one to leave. My staff sees how hard I work, and I think they mirror that. They rally behind me, and they want to work hard too. They see how hard I'm working, and so we all have a mission together to grow this business. I moved to California when I was 19 years old. I had $800 in my pocket, and actually by the time I got to California, I had about 300. And I had to sleep in my van, and I would rent warehouses instead of apartments because it was cheaper. It was very difficult for me to get established. But I had no lack of inspiration being in Los Angeles. Really why I came to Los Angeles was for the inspiring environment. I mean, dreams are born, and many of them unfortunately die in LA. But I knew that if I latched on to mentors, guys like the guys on this stage at an early phase of my career, and just emulate them and learn from them, that I would eventually get where I was trying to go. And we've now got a multi-million-dollar company. I live comfortably, but the passion is still there. We haven't eased off the gas one tiny bit. As Patrick said, as James said, we've really got to, you've got to sniff the air and find out what the next thing is coming before it gets there, and be really proactive in your software investments, your people, your production, everything you can do to be able to adapt and change, because if you don't, you're probably going to stagnate, and you'll see it in your slow growth.
Excellent. Okay, so any questions from the audience? If you do, raise your hand, because Christina Eady right there, she will bring you the microphone, and we'll take that on. And I think we have one already, so.
I was curious,